Hey, Soul Tribe. Welcome to Peace in a Pod. I am Loretta, and thank you guys for tuning in today. So I was doing a little thinking about the choices we have every day. And every day that we wake up, we have two choices: comfort or growth. And when you think about what comfort is, I mean, obviously, the definition, it's comfortable. Why would you not want to choose comfort? But comfort feels good now. It's like a temporary satisfaction, but it steals your future. If you think about it, you're staying comfortable, so you're not willing to step out of your comfort zone to grow and do a little more or be a little more. You're kind of keeping yourself in a little bubble, and you're holding yourself back when you choose comfort. I mean, it's good for that moment, but for long term, you're kind of holding yourself back from growth. Growth can be uncomfortable, and sometimes it hurts, but it builds something real inside of you. When you think about growth and what you have to go through, it can be a little scary because, for example, you want to change in pace in your job and you see a few options out there, but you don't want to necessarily change the work that you do. You just want to change the environment that you're in. So you choose comfort and only apply for the jobs that is the same work that you've been doing. So you're not really growing in that field. You're just staying comfortable and just moving from one place to the next. And you're kind of holding yourself back when you do that. And if that's, if you don't want to change anything, you don't have to. But if you are the type of person who looks for growth, you want to be better, know more, keep expanding, then applying for the same exact type of role that doesn't have any potential for growth only holds you back. It steals your future from you. So if you're someone who wants to keep expanding, you want to keep evolving and growing as an individual, then looking for a job where there's an opportunity for progression, promotion would probably be a little bit more suitable, and you would take the growth route because you want to expand. You want a long-term satisfaction rather than a temporary satisfaction. And in the long term, you'll be able to progress down the line to something better or higher or more beneficial. And once you take that chance on yourself and want more for yourself, you'll be happy that you chose the growth over comfort. And the growth, like I said earlier, the growth can be uncomfortable, but it's uncomfortable for a short period of time. Because once you learn all the new stuff that you need to know in this new job, you're good. And then when you feel comfortable and experienced enough to where you can progress to the next level, then you'll do so. But you don't want to put yourself in a position where you want to grow, but then you're too scared of what the growth might look like, that you just keep choosing comfort, and nothing ever changes. You just stay where you are for 10, 15 years. And maybe, a pay raise every now and then, but all I'm saying is you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're holding yourself back because of fear. You're afraid of what the unknown will be, and it keeps you stagnant. I'm the type of person, I I have always spoke on going after what I feel like I deserve. And I think I've surprised quite a few people over the years, including myself a few times, on some things. So there was this job I had that I felt like I could do better. The environment was a little rough, like passive aggressive supervisors. Just there was no growth. I knew once I got to a certain level, then I would kind of be stuck, to be honest with you. It was the environment where people had to retire in order for you to go any higher. That's the only way to really put it. So I knew at some point I had to move around. So I decided to start applying for other jobs, and I informed my supervisor of my intentions, and I, told all the leadership, hey, this is what my plan is. This is what I'm going to do. I told my coworkers that were on my team, hey, this is what I'm working on, guys. So just be prepared to take on, the extra workload. So anyways, I applied for these jobs, and I I started cleaning out my cubicle like months before I even got a job. Like literally, like I took stuff off the walls, out of the cabinets, drawers, everything. I packed that stuff up and slowly started taking it home. And at that time I was applying for a remote position. So I packed up my entire cubicle, brought all that stuff home. And I remember when my husband saw the boxes of stuff, he was just like, oh, so you got a new job? And I was like, no, not yet. But I knew that I wanted to grow further, learn more, do more, gain more experience and knowledge, and not just be stuck in that bubble of where I was. So I kind of set my mind and desire on, I'm getting a new job. I will make it happen. I'm going to apply for as many jobs as I need to, if that's what it takes for me to get the one that I need to get to the next level. So I, shortly after I brought all my stuff home, I did actually get a job. I interviewed and like nailed it, got it. And within about a month, probably I would say about 2 months or so of me clearing out my cubicle, I ended up starting the new job, which was, I'm being honest with you, I shocked myself at how fast it happened, because I was very determined, and I set that in my heart and soul that I was leaving that place and I was going to progress. And that job ended up being a promotion. I did learn a lot, but the environment was not any better. So I ended up getting a win in one area, but it got worse in another area. But I did learn a lot, not only about the field that I was in, but it definitely opened my eyes to different areas that I felt like I wasn't going to ever experience in the previous job that I chose to leave. Now, when I left that job, true story, when I left, everyone else on the team also decided to leave. And I started noticing this pattern that when I join an environment, I start making like waves, but not necessarily in a bad way. I tend to bring light to areas where people don't pay much attention to. And I have this way of influencing people, even when I'm not trying. I'm just doing me, being me, making decisions that are good for me. And it tends to influence people around me and kind of shed some light in some areas for them. And that's not my intent. I literally am just living my life and sharing my thoughts, and then some kind of way it tends to spread out and inspire other people. So with that being said, when I chose to leave and did leave, the other people on that team and that job slowly started leaving as well. Like probably a month or so after me, one of the other individuals left the team. And then maybe a couple weeks after her, the other person left. And the team was literally left with no worker bees, only the supervisor. And I was kind of shocked how everybody else left as well. But then I was just like, good for you guys. Yes, you all deserve better. And everybody who left all ended up in a higher paying position. So without me actually trying to encourage or inspire people, me just being myself, I some kind of way have the ability to just shed light in areas that people are not paying attention to. And I don't know exactly how I do it, but I am happy that I can encourage and inspire other people to go after things that will help them be a better version of themselves or help them get to more and better for their lives. I just want to experience this earth in my happiest, freest state. And the only way that I can do that is to choose me. And by me choosing me, I choose to grow, learn, and experience the world and not stay in my comfort zone. Because I want long-term satisfaction. And I know that I can't get that from my comfort zone. I don't even know why I'm getting all emotional about it. But I know that this world was meant to be experienced as a happy, free human being. And the only way to do that is to grow, to experience the world. And you can't do that from your comfort zone. Anyways, so when you wake up tomorrow, think about, do you want to grow or do you want to stay comfortable? The choice is always yours. We all have free will. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you all for tuning in to Peace in a Pod. I'm Loretta, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Peace in a Pod. Please do comment, like, follow, share, rate, subscribe, all of those things. And I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.